So I had twin boys, James and Lewis. My water broke at 24 weeks, and I delivered them at 25 weeks, and they weighed 1.5 pounds each, so little guys.
Can you maybe speak a little bit to your relationships with other healthcare staff, maybe support staff or anybody in particular that was helpful to rely upon? We now have a telemedicine program here, which I know was at the very beginnings of your phases being here during the pandemic.
We were able to actually utilize the telehealth medicine.
Great.
I think it was when Louis was home, and it was kind of just hectically. We couldn't get downtown for the day. And it was you who actually was able to FaceTime with us, or was able to have a telemedicine visit with us. And I think you were reading a story to James or singing a song, and it was just helpful to know that he wasn't just sitting there all day. You know, I think that's kind of where the mom guilt comes from. You're like, is my baby just sitting there all day? So, and I know we actually had like a music therapy come visit one time. So that was really nice.
I think that that's helpful to share because there are a lot of support staff that are here for families, but families might not be aware of them or might not have the capacity to connect. And so I do encourage any family that's hearing your story to think back of what might be helpful for my family or who I haven't connected with or who I have, and can I explore that relationship a little bit further.
And I know, well, during our visit, it was during COVID, but I don't know if they're having volunteers come back. So that would be something that I feel like I wish I had to. Just having a volunteer come, read a story or a song to the babies. And
I think sharing your story and sharing what might be helpful or what you're missing. It's a very vulnerable place to be in a NICU experience, to share what where you need help or where you feel like your infant or your baby maybe isn't getting out of bed enough But I think that support staff, that's powerful for us to hear because it helps us problem solve. It helps us fill in those gaps and connect those dots for families. So sharing those kind of gaps in services or identifying those gaps in services, while it might be hard, can be really impactful. So those are a couple that you mentioned, such as telemedicine, volunteers, support staff, such as our psychologist, social worker, myself, etc. I think that we're all here to just help families navigate and get through this experience feeling very, very whole and intact.
Yes, we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today, Monica. We appreciate you sharing your story, and we hope we know it will touch many that come through our doors. So
Thanks.
Thank you.
We recognize that every family's journey in the NICU is unique. Our goal is to ensure that every child and family has positive experiences and outcomes, such as those described by the family in this video. We hope that sharing Monica, James, and Lewis's story will give you strength and inspire hope for yourself and your family.